YouTube, is Brian Proctor back again with another video, and this is the action pose position of the week, number 21. And this was something I kind of saw in my head. I saw this guy jumping over something. I just put fire down here because he's jumping over the fire to get to something, and this is the final product. If I didn't say that, this is the final product, and then this position made me envision him jumping over something to rescue something else. So this is the picture. And yeah, let's get right to the video, and I'll show you how I did this and came up with the idea. All right, let's roll. All right, let's jump into this one. This is a little, I don't know, I think Spider-Man would probably do something like this, or anybody that jumps and twists. So that's what kind of gave me the idea to do a little jumping and twisting kind of a pose. For all you Spider-Man character type designers, this would go good for you. So first thing you want to do is, number one, as I always say, imagine the position in your head as best you can, and then to define your lines on your paper to where your character won't come out. Because back in the day, I used to draw characters all the time, and I would draw the head here and put all this detail, and by the time I get to the bottom of the page, the feet were completely off. So yeah, you want to do that. You want to say, I don't want to go this far or that far. And I'm going to try to draw a little darker, because I remember my last video, it was hard to see in the beginning using this red pencil. So first thing you want to do is you want to do your torso. And let's just do like a quick rough and make sure that it's going to stay on the paper. So I'll do something like this. And then leg here, maybe a leg there. I'm going to have him leaning toward the front more. So let's say the head is going to be here. Torso. And that's the upside down house. Leg here, leg here. Let's say that. Gnat there. And maybe that, like that. So put the other arm. Somewhere. And this is subject to change. So this is just a quick rough to make sure I have it on the page. So let's go. So now, torso. Always start with the torso, and then do your angle of what? The twist, wherever the person is going to be. And once you get the torso right, and you get the waist and the hips right, then you're pretty much in the ballpark, as I'm starting to like to say. So like that. So that's going to be the twist there. So coming up here, you know, that's going to be the neck. So right here and back here is going to be the collarbone, which goes into the delt. Now, I might want to lift that arm up a little bit. I might pull this arm back as we go, but I'm not really sure. So once you get this, you're good to go. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm trying to draw dark enough to where you can see and not have trouble erasing. So because he is tilted forward, you're going to see that V here. And as I say, if you have a character, you have your character, you have your torso, you have your center line. This is your chest. This is your collarbone, which goes up to your neck, your head, your shoulders, your arms, and down. So if this guy leaned forward like he was bowing a little bit, you would still have your torso, but this would come down and it would be shaped more of a V like this. Because your collarbone would go up, this would be your delts, your head would be like here, your chest would come around like that, your stomach would turn like that, kind of like a, what is that? I don't know what shape that would be. And then you would just see that little piece of the stomach, and your arms would come down like so, and your shoulders back here, so it would be like this. But whenever you bend your character forward, you see that V, and the neck would come here. You see that V shape. in your shoulder. So this is your collarbone, and these are your shoulders back here. So yeah, just remember that whenever you bend your character forward. So this guy, he's going to be bending forward a little bit. So you have that V, and the neck is going to come here, because when I teach people to draw, you do this whole circle. Let me get a dark thing. You do this whole circle as your torso. You do your collarbone straight across like that, and now like doing a T. So at this point here, you do a V like that, and where the V hits this circle here, you go up, and that's your neck, and then you put your head there. Just some pointers on drawing the torso. Okay, so you have your delts that's going to come right off. These go into your delts like that and like that, which your arm comes off of there. We all know that part. Which your chest comes from there too. So if you do this, you're going to have to do this little side piece, and that's where your chest is going to bend and bend back. As I say, when doing this, it is, you do that, you do your upside down U for your abs, where your abs are going to go. And then from this point here and this point here, you draw that line up like that. And this is where your chest is going to curve at, right there, where this line connects here and here on this curve, same way on this curve. And then you know your torso is good, because this is where your torso starts to twist at on the side. So hopefully you got that. There are videos that I have done on torsos, and maybe I'll put a link at the end to so you guys can check that out if you're having trouble drawing torsos. So okay, now the question is, how do I want to put this hand? Well, how do I want to put this arm? I want to put it up. Let's see if I put it up, what we have here. That's kind of weird. It's kind of like a Green Goblin kind of pose. So let's I don't know. I'm just trying to find a place for the hand right quick. I could put it more the front more, but that would be like he's like a oh boy kind of pose, and I don't I don't want that. So let's go with this for now. Let's see what we can do with the legs. Let's see this leg, and it's kind of like if he was jumping. If I put this down, if I put this arm down and put a hand here, it'd be kind of like he was jumping over a car or a fence or something. So I could do a perspective shot on this by doing a cylinder, and then have the other foot, or the other foot, not the other foot, the foot like this. And this one could be down and back. But that'd be a crazy jump kind of position. And I have no idea where my eraser has just ran off to. I think it got mad at me and just left. Okay, here you are, trying to hide. So let's say and this is the hard part about positions. Every character should have a signature, a move, like Wolverine. You know Wolverine's little signature move. Superman kind of has it. The flight, the way he flies, is like a signature position. Everybody has it, and your character should have it too. So whenever you design a character, depending on the powers of the character, you should have that signature move as well. So it's kind of like Spider-Man has his signature move, which with his legs up, like he hangs upside down in the spider web, and the way he jumps with the legs up. So this is almost kind of like that, I guess. I'm trying to figure out the best possible way to do the legs, just because. I still want to get the bottom of that foot somehow. I don't know if that would look weird or not. Let's see if I put this one down. I don't know, this might be a weird position, but I'm gonna go for something. I don't wanna just play around too long to try to find it. But Brian, you should have had that in your head when you drew it. I kind of did, but yeah, it kind of went away when I went down. Gnats, one gnat is just starting to bug me. I'll stick with that one, but this one I'm gonna do. And that's one reason you should not draw dark when you first start out. Draw heavily dark, or use a B pencil. Use an H2 as your best bet when you draw. Okay, that's kind of weird, but let's go with it. Let's just say this is a Spider-Man and he's just jumping over a fence or something. But it's not Spider-Man. Foot, draw the foot, Brian. You know how to draw feet? Yeah, okay, I kind of like that. So, details, adding the muscles. This. Maybe I should bring it up higher. Let's try to bring that up higher. And I did a video on one position where I drew one position and I turned it into, and I actually, realistically, I think it turned it, you could do like 36 different positions just by moving the arms and legs. You move one arm and then you move the other arm, put the other arm back. And I think it calculated to 32 positions, but I think I put 16 into 16 positions. But realistically, I'm not a math genius, but I do believe it was like 32 positions to be able to do it. Or to that you could just by like putting this arm down here, you could drastically shift the positions. And this one, I don't know what it's new. What do I want to do with this? Okay, so if he's jumping and he's leaning over, let's put a close-up hand. Let's see if we can do that with a perspective shot. So this is going to go here. We're going to have another one here. This is going, and another one. How about we speak art language? So you have your delt, you have your bicep, and you have your forearm. And that's getting into Spider-Man right there, because it's like if I straighten his arm out, it's almost like if he shot a web. But it's just a position. I don't know. Maybe I'll pause it here and then figure it out and then come back once I figure it out, because I'm trying to keep my videos down low, down under like 30 minutes, which is like impossible for me to do. But I will pause this and I'll figure out what I want to do to this arm and hand, and then I'll come back. I'll come back once I get it. But first, let me do this. Let's do the detail on some of this, because he's going to be twisted. The body's going to be twisted right there, so it's going to come in and pinch right there. So that's going to come around and pinch there. So you have your abs here, because that's all part of that top torso. And then it's going to, because he's twisted, it's going to twist here as well, because that's that. And then you have your and I used to know the name of that part right here, your oblique, your obliques. Is that your obliques? Your love handle, which I believe is your obliques. And this one is scrunched down because you have your leg over it, and this part comes down to the crotch, and then you have your legs, and then you have your buttocks, which your legs come into that to the side, and the back, the other leg, not the back leg, fool, the other leg. Did you just call yourself a fool? Yes, I did. So at the chest, I have everything that I need to show you guys, pretty much. So this is going to come up like this. Your bicep and your tricep separate here. Your other one here, your shoulders are like here, and your neck is going to come down here. So I think with that, let me pause this, and then I'll work on this arm, and then I'll come back and show you guys what I have. Okay, so this is what I've come up with. I've played around, and I kind of like the fact that the character is stretching his arm to maybe grab something or reach something. He's jumping over something. Maybe like something's going to explode and he's got to jump over and grab the bomb or grab the person out of the way. So this is what I'm going to go with. So, and then this hand, I think because it's a dramatic type of pose, I'm going to put a fist on the person instead of having like the open hand, because it's to me, your clenched fist means, you know, stuff is about to go down. You're stressed, you're nervous, stuff is about to go down. So yeah, I'll just put that fist there, wrist, like that. So at this point, I will check what I've done and then go for the inking process. Remember the last video, I didn't put my music on there, but I uploaded it, I think number 20. And as I was uploading it, I was like, man, I didn't put any music on there. So yeah, I have to watch that one. Must always have music. Music to live by. So I think with that, that's going to be it. I'll just do some extra muscles in the legs and in the arm, and you have your chest here. Yeah. And then we'll just ink this and go from there. So stay tuned. Go get some popcorn. Come back for the grand finale. All right. Okay, and there you go. Now I drew some fire under him because I envisioned this guy jumping over something, as I said, to reach something that is dear to him, or that is you know, very important, that he had to get through or get to. So he jumped over this fire or jumped over something in order to kind of grab it. Now, when I was inking this, it reminded me of a letter somebody wrote about a position I drew. I don't remember what it was, if it was a speed drawing or what, but the guy said, or the girl, whoever it was, said that, oh, you can't draw that because that's somebody else's position. And as I was saying earlier about signature positions, you know, that everybody has their own little signature move. I guess this person thought that you couldn't draw some pose that somebody else always took, and that, you know, their I think I wrote them and I said there is no copyright on a pose, because if that was a fact, if that was the case, then you would never be able to draw somebody shaking somebody else's hand. So yes, you can draw any pose you want. It doesn't make a difference, you know, if the Black Panther does it or Captain America is in that pose. But it's just best to change it in some way, because a jump is a jump and a run is a run. It's just that you don't want to copy somebody's drawing from line to line, because you want to kind of make it your own. And this does look like a Spider-Man thing, but I wanted something to jump. And somebody could say, "Oh, it's Spider-Man shooting a web," and it could be, but for me, it's just a position for you guys to be able to draw your character. Because, as I say, when I draw, and somebody else asked me, "Where do you get your positions from?" And I say, I just think about situations, basically, and do it. You know, like I might see something online, and that gives me an idea to do a pose, but mostly I try to keep it fresh as I can. As I say, a run is a run, you know, a jump is a jump. Now I might see something that gives me an idea, and I'll do it, and I'll try to change it to where it's more mine. But I usually don't say, "Oh, let me look at this and copy that." If I wanted to draw the picture, yes, but I try to keep it fresh and kind of keep it different, even if I have to change a leg or an arm or something from whatever I may see, to, as I say, keep it fresh. So with that in mind, I'll leave this at that. And as you see, I did do some line weight. And it's too much red to erase, so I'm not even going to try to erase all that red, because I bared down hard so that you guys can see it. So I did do a lot of line weight on it, and I did a video on doing line weight to make your character stand out, and I think I will link that to the end. So if you are seeing this for the first time, please check out my channel, because there are a lot more drawing stuff on there on how to draw comics and speed drawings, and just a lot of good tutorials. So don't just run into one drawing and say, "Oh, that guy's good, I like that," and then just run away. Please check out my channel. The link should drop down eventually right here, so you can go check it out. So with that, hopefully this didn't go over 30 minutes. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys on the next video.